Welcome to Beyond the Press Release, a production of Gore Column, in which we speak to small cap management about important press releases at their company. With us today, happy to have him back, Richard Cindric. He's managing director at Primo Nutraceuticals, trades on the CSE under the stock symbol PRMO, and for our friends in the US under BUGVF. Now, for those of you new to the story, there's been a lot going on, a lot of reposition going on at the company. Basically, a couple of things are happening there. They're funding the rapid growth and production, process, retail, and branding of cannabis and non-cannabis natural health products. Non-cannabis being important for this purpose. They've invested in several brands. They're pursuing partnerships with retailers, distribution companies in Canada and the U.S. They got a spin out that's coming. They've got their MDEL, that's their medical device establishment license. And that's important because the press release, the main press release we're talking about today, is that Primo signs an MOU for the exclusive rights to sell the rapid COVID-19 test kits in Canada. These are the colloidal gold method. Richard, welcome back, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. Great intro.
Hey.
I'll buy that. I'll buy that.
Well, look, hey, the first thing people think about when they see something like this is saying, "Oh no, somebody else trying to get into the COVID-19 space." But this Neonostics rapid test kit is currently registered with the FDA. It's got its CE declaration with the European community has already been operating in China. So before we get into the details of the deal, what do these mean exactly, and why is that important in establishing the credibility of you guys bringing in and have the exclusive rights to this test?
Well, the first thing that we did that brings credibility to us is establishing and getting our medical devices license and our procurement number from Health Canada, so we could go ahead and actually import and submit products like this to Health Canada for approval. So that's the first step. I mean, a lot of companies are like, hey, I got this test kit. We're going to be selling it through the U.S. With the through the FDA approval and so forth. We're not even talking about that. We have to be approved first by getting a medical devices license before Health Canada will even look at us. So that medical devices license allows us to import and ship gloves, N95 masks, nitrate gloves, gowns, testing kits, and respirators. So
yeah, it's not like I can go sign up for this. There's a there's some credibility behind it.
License first. And what allowed us to get the medical devices license is because we had our natural health product number from Health Canada, which was issued before the medical devices license. So there was a trail here leading up to this, and it had everything to do with capitalizing on the medical devices license industry, given this, sadly to say, this pandemic that is happening. But this is our way of trying to help out and bring these testing kits to fruition. So this particular testing kit was used during the largest outbreak in China back in February. So this test kit has been used by the CDC. It was basically donated to hospitals. The CDC distributed in the mostly severely infected areas, and it already comes with clinical trials. So the Health Canada is going to be requesting any company that is submitting a test kit to have clinical trials. And there's probably about 10 to 15, maybe 20 of them who have submitted a similar test kit or a test kit, but not like this, because these clinical trials have already been completed almost a year ago, where other companies who've submitted application are in the midst of clinical trials. So we feel that we're going to be pushed to the top of the line only because clinical trials have already been completed.
And it's not like Canada's the guinea pig, because it's sold in other countries already right now. Why don't you name those off and let's talk about what that means?
Yeah, at present, Iran, Italy, and the United States and other red zone countries are already using it. And obviously coming out of China, who seem to be the leader in providing direction on how to combat this COVID-19 pandemic is relevant. Other companies are actually in the U.S., have come up with the product, developed it in the U.S., and now they're in clinical trial phase, right? So again,
they're behind you. They're behind you technically, because this product already has the clinical trials ready to go.
That's right. Clinical trials.
So part of this is you need to get product license and approved by Health Canada. And at that point, you'll have official dealer distributor status with your Chinese partner. You've got the MDEL, we know that, so that puts you, like you said, probably near the top. Do you have an ETA for how long it might take to get this approval by Health Canada? And devil's advocate, even what's the probability? Is 50-50? Is a very high degree of probability? What are you guys seeing? Because investors in the world don't know, if these things are getting approved and at what rate.
Okay, so from what we've been made aware of is that there's been one test kit approved so far in Canada. And the reason why we should be hearing back anywhere from 15 to 25 days as to if we've been approved. And the reason why we feel that we would be ahead of the line is given our clinical trials,
Right.
That we've already attained those objectives of having clinical trials.
So when did you guys submit? When did you guys submit to Health Canada?
Last week. It was a couple of days after we announced the PR.
All right. So you're talking about
Friday.
All right. So October 23rd. So you're talking, let's say even worst case scenario, 25 days. You're talking about November 20th, give or take, by the time, in a worst case scenario.
Yeah, mid-November, we should know if we have or haven't gotten it. I really don't see why we wouldn't get it if we are past clinical trial phase, but You never know. And it's a high, I would say maybe 90% probability that we might get it, because that's what I'm being told. What's slowing down these companies is that they don't have their clinical trials completed.
Right. And you guys have got them. It's been used in the field. It's already used in Iran, in Italy, in the US. Those are pretty big hot zones. So I got to figure, Health Canada is not going to have a problem if they're already being used there. Richard, let's assume you guys get it, okay, for a second. Half the battle is getting a license like this. Getting approval, getting a partnership. The fact that you guys are teaming up with this MOU with the company is great. Neonostics, you get it. It's all ready to go. The other half of the battle is, how do you make money from it? So what I mean by that is, if you can answer, what's the marketing plan? How do you get this out there? What are the price points? What do the numbers look like? Because you guys, I'm sure before you came down this path, have probably run some numbers. Maybe you can give us an idea of what you guys are looking at.
Okay, so numbers wise, we have, like I said, we'd be the product license and distributor official dealer in Canada. There's 500,000 units put aside for us. The numbers are pretty big. If we're talking about $50 or $25 to $50 per unit, we're in the $25 million range, right? So around there, and I mean, the margins are yet to be discovered, but gross income that we'd be sharing with Neonostics is in the north of $20 million range for all of them sold, right?
Are you planning to be more B2B, where you're going to have this and you're going to go out to,
no, that's
B2C or both?
I think right away what we'll do is contact the distributors that are already, in that framework, as well as bring on people to do the B2B. I mean, we've got actually an ad on Indeed for these types of positions to be filled. And we're doing a financing at 10 cents for $500,000 to basically be able to follow through with getting these products over to our shores and then distributed effectively. So we'll be doing a combination of both. We'll let the distributors know that we've got this product for sale, as well as let the large institutions like airports, schools, and government procurement agents know that we've got this test kit available and approved by Health Canada.
Have you started to reach out to them just to kind of, prep them just in case?
Yeah, actually in the approval process, there was a section there that basically would let all the procurement agents know that that this particular product has been approved by Health Canada.
All right. So, what's the feedback you're kind of seeing? I'm curious. Are people saying, "Hey guys, once you get this, we'll definitely want to be taking orders," or what are you seeing?
Yeah, we're talking specifically to schools as well as hospitals, and we're basically getting quoted 50,000, looking for quotes on 50,000 products at a time. That's so far been our largest request for proposal, was 50,000 units. So 10% of what our actual inventory would be. So I think this thing is going to fly off the shelves. Like one mining company alone would be interested in 50,000 units, because these units are disposable, right? It's similar to a pregnancy test.
Right.
It pricks you on the finger, draws a little bit of blood, and within a couple of minutes you're aware of whether you have it or not. And there's a video on linked to the press release if you go to Stockhouse that shows you how the product works, and that's available for everybody to see. It was the second to last press release.
You do got to prick your finger to draw a little bit of blood, but that probably, sorry?
And one thing to add, George, is that further back, anticipating this, we hired a gentleman by the name of Dan Duquette, who's an ex-MLB executive and entered the PPE space a little bit sooner than we did, but given his contacts with individuals that are in government positions, he's going to be, he's an example of the kind of people that we're looking to join the team to help get rid of this test kit or promote the test kit.
All right, so let's sit back on that. That's a great overview, and let's wait for mid-November to see where hopefully you get that. First, as a Canadian, I hope you get that, because as a citizen, it would be great to know, look, I've got family, I've got friends, and in Ontario, they're backlogged 2 or 3 weeks. Almost doesn't matter if you get a result now. If you find out you're positive, but the test was 2 weeks ago, you've probably spread it to 1,000 people anyways. So it'd be great to know that these will be available.
Yeah.
So and then secondly, as a shareholder, hey, absolutely, right? It'd be good. So let's wait till mid-November. Have our fingers crossed that happens for both citizens and for shareholders. The other piece of news I want to talk about is, hey, if you're a Primo shareholder today, or if you're thinking of becoming a Primo shareholder, you're going to get a share in Mariana. Why don't we talk about that and tell us where it's at?
Yeah, for sure. So back on April 29th, we signed a definitive agreement to help assist Beauty Kitchen, really, is the company. Mariana is the newco that is going to be going public, but eventually representing Beauty Kitchen. So yeah, we started that on April 29th, and at the same time, Joel, who's one of our directors, is the CEO of Mariana. He's been working diligently, and so have we of pushing this through. So it was issued. We put out a press release actually yesterday that it retained a transfer agent and has secured its QSIP and ISN number. So that shows that we are very close to this thing trading. I think it'll be trading mid to end of January. but there's no reason to wait. So yeah, basically the ratio would be for every share that you own in Primo, you will get a free share of Mariana Corp.
And that's saying something, because Primo's got a pretty tight share structure, right?
Yeah, we've only got right now we've got 10.5 million shares outstanding up until January, where we'll have a total of about 24 million shares out by mid-January. So yeah, in the meantime, if we do get this approval, and with only 10 million shares outstanding and 6 million in the float, I've seen companies with those types of ratios get into the 10, multiples of 5 to 10 points, right? So this is no time to wait on when you're thinking about getting into a stock that's only got 10 million shares and is trading at 12 cents.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And tell us a little bit about the business that's going to be underlying, the Mariana.
Well, yeah, the underlying business of Mariana, again, is Beauty Kitchen. So Beauty Kitchen is a business that has been around since 2014. She became popular by live streaming videos where she was taking products that you'd find in your kitchen cabinet and make any type of cosmetics, lipsticks, and so forth, beauty products in general, and it took off. So she's developed a line of products, Mariana Corp and Beauty Kitchen, and Mariana's objective is to add the CBD component to Beauty Kitchen's product line, but that doesn't stop the company from possibly doing a small takeover of Beauty Kitchen's existing revenue shares. So that's something to look at. So it's really, when you talk about Mariana Natural Corp, it's the subsidiary of Beauty Kitchen, and Beauty Kitchen is all over the internet for products and so forth. So
and will it be all of Beauty Kitchen's business that's brought into the public company, or a JV?
No, I believe over a period of time, Mariana could possibly become Beauty Kitchen, or vice versa. Beauty Kitchen will end up being the pubco of, depending on what percentage is acquired. But similar to what we did with Thrive Wellness, 39% interest is probably something that Mariana might do as well in Beauty Kitchen.
Yeah, at some point, it'd be great. What we do is maybe after November 15th is just do a corporate update that really lays out each one of these, because you guys are, you're kind of funding these companies, you're investing in several brands. Partnerships would be great to have, because after Primo went through some good restructuring, it's really starting to set itself up for a winning structure for 2021. It'd be great.
We agree with that. I mean, that was the reason for the name change, so we can capitalize on not only the THC and CBD market, but the natural health market. And it just opens up a wide variety of options that we have. And even prior to this acquisition of the or MOU, we announced 2 press releases to do with the mushroom market. You'll see that David Noshad is an individual that was granted the ability to do research on genotyping and chemotyping of CBD products. So now he's going to come on board with us and do the same type of research for the mushroom space. And hopefully, we could be one of the companies that gets the second microdosing license. So because we're a nutraceutical company, it's allowed us to do that. And our short-term objective is the PPE space. And our long-term objective is, sticking to the natural nutraceutical space and, developing this IP through the psilocybin with David Noshad, as well as, with a lot of these marijuana companies, you can get into a project on pennies on the dollar. And we're looking at farms right now, which could encompass our THC line, CBD line, mushroom line, and continue on with the PPE as a nutraceutical company, right?
Well, it's great that you got initiatives for both the short term, like this MOU for the rights of the COVID-19 rapid test, medium term, like Mariana, and the long term through what you're doing with the R&D into psilocybins and the psychedelic side. I think that's a great combination for a small cap company.
Well, you know what? Another thing is too, it was pretty critical changing the name to Primo and becoming a nutraceutical company, because we're getting contact from Privcos in the US wanting to piggyback and doing similar what we are doing with Mariana. So once we get Mariana through the goal line, we're going to be doing a lot more spinouts because we've successfully done one and we know what to do. Because you and I both know a lot of companies announce they're doing a spinout and a lot of them don't even come through. So we want to get this one through the finish line, show that we're a company that actually does what they say that they're going to do, and continue on with identifying, nutraceutical brands that can fall under the Primo umbrella. And Primo is a terrific branding name when you consider CBD space, because what do you ask for when you're looking for a quality product? You ask if it's Primo.
Give me the Primo stuff, baby.
Give me the Primo stuff, baby.
No, it's great to know. And look, and have that to know that you got that as a shareholder that I am, and the shareholder people are watching, that you're going to get a one for one spin out. That's just almost too good to give up, right?
Oh no, sure. And again, we just announced that they've secured the transfer agent because they've received their QSIP and ISN number. Nothing says that we are anticipating trading our common shares swiftly in the future than that. So we're
yeah, absolutely. I mean, still has to happen. Look, for the COVID-19 test, still got to get the Health Canada. For the spin out, that's got to happen. But the fact that they're both on track and they're both backed up by really good fundamentals, you're not just taking shots in the dark here, which is great.
I'll be honest with you, Mariana Corp would be trading by now. But we've been, the rollback caused the delay, and all we're waiting on is basically calling our AGM, which is we're weeks away from that. Once that happens, we're basically at the goal line with the spin out.
Setting up for a great 2021, man. Setting up for a great 2021. It's great to see that you guys came through some turbulence earlier in the year, and now you're really getting the ship going in the right direction. And can't wait to have you back, Richard.
Yeah, thanks, George. I appreciate your guys' support. And again, remember, we're doing a financing here at 10 cents. So if any of your people are interested, I'm sure they can contact us on the website or reach us by email.
Yep. Hey, great story. And I'm assuming if you're in the private placement, it also means that you're going to get, that share in Mariana right off. Not guaranteed. It looks like
you're actually securing your share in Mariana because you're participating in the PP. That is a guaranteed. If you participate in the PP, you secured your position in Mariana.
Richard, let's have you back mid-November, man. Hopefully some good news on around mid-November on Health Canada approved for the rapid COVID-19 test, because I think that'll be a big underpinning to the company to have that product in hand and start generating some real revenue from a product that's really hotly in demand right now.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
You've been watching, or if you listen by podcast, to Richard Cindric. He's managing director of Primo Nutraceuticals, trades on the CSC under the stock symbol PRMO. Fantastic name. It's the Primo name. And look, if you want more information to get kind of caught up in the story, because you're probably discovering again, the company had to go through some restructuring, but did a great job of pivoting, seeing more problems in the market, pivoting out, and really doing some great things now, as you heard from Richard. So get to Agoracom, start your research, then get over to the Primo site, do more research there, and hopefully discovered your next great small cap company. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a fantastic day. See you next time.